So let's bring in our chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl, who'll be hosting This Week later on this morning. John, good morning. It's great to see you. So we know the inauguration is tomorrow. I'll be joining you there in D.C. with the team for that. Day one for the new Trump administration. What more are you learning about his first moves and this immigration crackdown?
Oh, wait, the president came to town with a whole bunch of executive orders ready to be signed. This will be a very busy first day for the president. Certainly, border security and deportations are at the top of his list. He campaigned on those issues. Those will be among the executive orders he signs. And yes, his borders are. Tom Homan says that they are looking at preparing to do raids and deportations almost immediately after Trump takes office. And they'll focus, it's important to say, he says they will focus immediately on those who are in the United States illegally and have committed crimes.
Yep, I know we're waiting to hear more details, but that is expected in the coming week. I want to ask you about your interview with Steve Bannon that will air this morning on This Week. Always some fireworks in those conversations you've had with him in the past. So what does he say about the tone of Trump's inaugural address and the tech bosses that will be in attendance there?
This was a fascinating conversation, and if you remember the last time I spoke to him, he was on his way to prison. So this is a guy who spent 4 months of the campaign in prison, released right before the election. He was also an architect of that American carnage speech that Trump gave his first inaugural. He says that this one's going to be a different tone, more towards unifying the country, something I've really never heard Steve Bannon talk much about. But that's what he said, and he had some interesting, fascinating comments about those tech billionaires that'll be there as Donald Trump's guests when he is sworn in tomorrow. He says that they are there not because Trump wants, that Trump is appealing to them. They're there because they are effectively surrendering to Donald Trump.
It'll be a fascinating inauguration, that's for sure. John, Karl, we appreciate it as always. And tune into This Week later this morning for more on John's interview with Steve Bannon. And he'll also speak with the father and stepmother of an Israeli-American hostage who may be freed soon as part of that ceasefire agreement. That's all coming up on This Week.